And as encouraging as the news has been regarding the safe reopening of restaurants and other businesses, those who own bars are still asking, what about us? The governor and his staff have not spoken specifically yet about when or how bars might reopen. As we continue our team coverage tonight, News 5's Colette Bordelon spoke with a local business owner who says he doesn't see the difference between a bar and a restaurant, and he wants in on this conversation.
He owns both kinds of businesses and has some issues with the governor's plan, which promotes using sidewalks, streets, and parking lots for customers. Businesses on Tejon waiting.
There's too many unknowns.
One of them, Cork and Cask.
Apparently bars are going to be the last thing we reopen.
Owner Joseph Campana also has a handful of other places, some restaurants.
I don't see the difference between a restaurant and a bar.
But in Governor Polis's address Monday, he didn't mention bars when talking about the potential of using outdoor spaces.
The way that restaurants can get to 100% capacity, even 150%, is by spreading out in their parking lot, their streets, the sidewalk.
The governor says the state will waive every rule and regulation about serving beer and wine on the streets to help.
If the state makes a change like that, we could very quickly have the city council enact something similar.
Lots of laws may need to be altered, potentially regarding open containers or drinking in public.
There are a lot of state and city laws as well as regulations pertaining to liquor. Alcohol is very extremely regulated.
Mayor John Suthers says they may even close down blocks of Tejon to let the restaurants spill into the streets while keeping certain roads open for traffic.
I doubt very seriously we'd let bars go outside, except for the processes we already have in place where you can get a special permit for certain events.
He says they're still waiting on state guidance for bars to reopen.
The bar folks aren't necessarily seated at tables being waited on for food.
But Campana says it's taking the same risks.
You have 30 people in here or 30 people in the rabbit hole, there's no difference to me.
Even though he says he can wait,
At the end of the day, we just want to be safe.
he wants to know when bars will get an answer. The governor says they'll be taking comments from restaurants, cities, and customers on these new guidelines. Those are still being workshopped. He hopes to announce a reopening date for restaurants on May 25th. I reached out to his office to see if that applies to bars, but they didn't answer that question. Always watching out for you, Colorado Springs. Colette Bordelon, News 5.